Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthis, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, October the 11th. It's been a week, hasn't it? Manuela's sitting here with me. Manuela.
Hi. Good evening.
And we have David and Linda in the studio tonight. Manuela's going to be helping me out tonight, so we appreciate that. I know, her husband, Robert, his execution is scheduled for Thursday. So if you're able to be at the courthouse in, how do they say it now? I keep Palestine.
It's Palestine in Anderson County.
Anderson County. We will be there on Tuesday to support him. So we're going to be there. His attorney's going to be there, making some noise for Robert. So,
Of course.
of course. So if you can be there, if you need more information, we're going to be there around 10 o'clock. So if you need more information, you can definitely contact me, Manuela, Linda, and any of us. We will get you to the right place. Trust me on that. Again, his execution is scheduled for Thursday. We will be out there protesting. And Robert, we love you. I know your wife loves you.
Oh, yes.
Very much, very much. And Linda loves you. She's in there saying, I do love you.
I do love you, Robert.
We all love you, Robert. So, and we stand behind you firmly. And we will be letting everyone know that on Tuesday. Tonight, David has a great show lined up for us. Mary Sue Molnar, she is the executive director at Texas Voices for Reason and Justice. She's on, I think she's already holding on the line. Caleb Granger. I can say Granger because He's from where I'm from. He's with the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement. Marci Marie, social media influencer. Yes, she is, most definitely. And community outreach coordinator for Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance. She's going to be online tonight. And Alli Sullivan, she is with the Death Penalty Action Group. She will also be calling in. So David has lined it up for us this week, and we're going to get started with Mary Sue on line 1. Hey, Mary.
Hey there. How you guys doing?
We are doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good, and prayers for Robert from all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I told everyone that I would talk to them a little bit tonight about parole, and I'm speaking about parole for people that are incarcerated and will be on parole for a sex offense. So that is what type of organization we are. We work on common sense laws and policies for people who will be on the sex offense registry. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what parole is like, because we get so many questions in the mail, and it's really hard with the mail system to get, letters back out to everybody. So first of all, I want to say that this is what I know right now. This is basically how things work at this point. We never know when things are going to change. I know that there was a Sunset Committee report. Did you guys take a look at that?
Yes, I printed it out.
It was scathing.
Very much so.
It was scathing. I was in shock because normally things having to do with TDCJ are glossed over, and this was really a scathing report. So I don't know. I doubt that anything will change anytime soon, but we shall see. But as far as things go right now, when you are granted parole, you will be given a treatment program that you have to complete before they allow you to leave. So they will say, okay, you're granted parole and we're giving you an FI-9. That's a 9-month treatment program. An FI-4 is a 4-month program. An FI-18 is an 18-month program. They don't give out the 18-month program very often. But regardless, to get into any of these programs, you have to wait, maybe a couple of months, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months before you can actually start the program. So it takes some time. It's not like you get paroled and then you get out 2 weeks later. You've got to finish this program. They don't offer the programs early, and that's been one of our complaints, so that you would be parole ready to leave. It is the parole board who decides which program you get. So you don't even know which program you're going to get until the parole board grants you parole. Now, when you get out, when you've completed that program and you're released, you will be on parole. Most of you will. If you're not on parole, then none of this applies to you. But if you're going to be on parole, they're going to require you to take a treatment program on the outside. Even if you've already taken one on the inside, you'll have to continue on with treatment on the outside. But parole does have what they call a subsidy plan. So the subsidy, they know that people on parole don't have a lot of money. Most people don't. And they don't have jobs and such, so they have a subsidy. So the subsidy pays for a pretty good percentage of the treatment and, the assessment that you have to get. And it seems like an awful lot. You're just getting out of prison. They're telling you here you go, you've got to go and register within 7 days. You're trying to get your ID or your license. They want you to make your appointment with your treatment provider. So you're trying to get all this done, and it's really overwhelming. But don't let it take you over. Just take one day at a time, one step at a time. Whatever they tell you to do next, then do that next. and just move on. The treatment on the outside, I don't know what to say about that. We have some people in our organization that really, really like their treatment provider, and the treatment provider can gain them more privileges. You know, if they're not having any problems with you, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and they like you, they can help you gain more privileges. Other people feel like they need treatment to get through their treatment. So it just kind of depends on where you're at, what treatment provider you get, whether you connect with them or not. So sometimes the treatment aspect can be kind of rough. You know, if you don't like your treatment provider, you can talk to your parole officer and try to switch to someone else. They don't let you switch back and forth, but, you know, they'll let you switch. Sometimes they'll let you switch one time, you know, if you just can't do it, if you just can't connect with this treatment provider. So you'll be going to treatment. There are some benefits to treatment. You get to be around a lot of other people that have similar offenses. You get to see what they're being allowed to do and not allowed to do. And there's all kinds of rules and restrictions that you have to follow. But generally, we don't, believe it or not, and I don't know how this is, we get almost hardly no complaints about parole officers. They
Really?
seem to be pretty yeah, we really don't. We get a ton of complaints about probation officers, but almost nothing about parole officers.
Huh.
So, I mean, yeah, and maybe it is just I hate to say the word sex offender, but that's what they call it, the sex offender caseload. Maybe it's the type of parole officers they have on this caseload. I don't know, but we very seldom get a call with someone complaining about their PO. So
I guess that's good.
I think that it's very good, and I think one of the reasons is they have a tremendous caseload. There's so many people on their caseload that they really don't have time to nitpick. And they don't have time to, you know, follow you around and check every little thing you do. So, yeah, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it seems like once you get out and you get your initial things done, what you need to get done, then things start moving kind of smoothly and things start settling down. We've got a lot of guys on parole that come to our support groups and, you know, they interact with us, and we have no problems with that at all. So the only other thing that, you know, we have a lot of problems with our guys and ladies on parole is that they have to take a polygraph exam once a year, and that's a big problem because we know that polygraphs are junk science.
Absolutely.
However, yeah, they are. However, if you are falsely accused, you should be looking forward to your polygraph. We do have some people that actually got out of treatment because they passed 2 or 3 polygraphs in a row. And the treatment provider said, you know, we can't treat you if you didn't do it, so we're gonna go ahead and just, you know, not require you to come anymore. So it's, you know, polygraphs are kind of tough. They do not revoke you for failing a polygraph.
Don't you have to pay for it too?
Yeah, that's the bad part. The subsidy pays for most of it. I think you have to pay like $50, and they're about $250, $350. So the subsidy pays for most of it. But if you don't pass it, they want you to take another one, like within 3 months or so, and then you have to pay the entire amount.
Hey, Mary, we have a little less than 1 minute. Can you give us your address to make sure people can reach you?
Yes, it is P.O. Box 23539, San Antonio, Texas, 78223. And that's Texas Voices, P.O. Box 23539, San Antonio, Texas, 78223. But the moral of the story here is don't freak out about parole. It's not nearly as bad as what you've heard. Our guys are doing just fine. They
Well-
are doing just fine.
Thank you, Mary Sue. We look forward to you being back on the show soon.
I will, and praying for Robert, and let's hope that all goes well. I mean, surely something will come about to help with that situation. We'll just definitely be thinking about you guys.
Thank you so very much, Mary Sue.
All right, bye-bye. Good night.
Good night. Have a great weekend. All right, now we have Caleb. Caleb is with the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement. Hey, Caleb.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so first, I'm going to talk about, we have our upcoming annual rally and march against the death penalty. This year it's going to be here in Houston instead of Austin. Beginning at noon on October 19th, we're going to gather at the Shape Center for a press conference with friends and families of people that have loved ones on death row. It's going to be speakers like Lee Greenwood and the family of Juan Balderas, and also Sam Perillo, who herself is a death row survivor. Then we're going to be marching towards the bridge for a banner drop. So that's going to be Saturday, October 19th at noon at the Shape Center, and that's 3815 Live Oak Street in 77004. If you need any updates, you can follow us at TX Death Penalty on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find us at the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement, and you got to put the V in front or it's not going to work. And then you can find us at tx.abolition on TikTok. Then we got several updates on death row cases. I was going to talk about Robert Roberson, but since Manuela's there, I don't know. I'm sure she's going to talk about it, but of course, his case has gotten so much attention across the globe.
Yeah.
It's scheduled to take place on Thursday, October 17th. And, of course, he is autistic, and basically he brought his daughter to the hospital when she was having a medical crisis. And basically people just judged him because of his autism. And during the 2003 trial, prosecutors painted him as being cold and remorseless, and that led to his conviction and death sentence. It wasn't until 2018 when he was evaluated and was officially diagnosed with autism. So he spent over 2 decades on Texas death row, convicted on a now discredited shaken baby syndrome, and that's a crime that never occurred. So we're just asking everyone to call Governor Abbott and the Texas Board of Pardon and Parole and demand a stay. You can go to saveroberson.org, or you can call 361-264-9653. There's going to be a hearing on October 15th, and it's open to the public. And if you're interested in getting a ride there, you can hit us up on Facebook or on Instagram. There's also an update on the case of Kenneth Foster, who back in 2007 had his death sentence was commuted on the day of his execution. He was sentenced to, it was commuted to a life sentence. So he had been serving the life sentence and working towards the day when he was going to be eligible for parole. When a few years ago, there was a prisoner who had not slept in 5 days and was on drugs. He tried to kill Kenneth with a knife. So when he defended himself from the attack, from the prisoner who attacked him, the prisoner ended up dead. So then they charged Kenneth again with capital murder. So keep in mind, this is a man who was charged under the ridiculous law of parties. He never killed anybody. He was just out with friends in his grandfather's car, and a friend got out of the car to talk to a woman, and he ended up killing somebody. Like, Kenneth himself did not kill anybody. So his trial is set for November in Bowie County. That's near the Texas-Arkansas border. And the update is that the district attorney is not seeking the death penalty again, which is a good thing.
That is a good thing. That's huge.
Yeah, it is. Then in some very sad news, our dear member, Phyllis Washington, she passed away at the end of last month. This is a woman who was so dedicated to the cause of abolition. She showed up to every meeting, every protest, every card signing with her rollator, and we're really going to miss her. Her funeral was on October 3rd at Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, and Gloria and Sister Maria Sonia was there, and she read a poem. It was really beautiful from what I heard. So our condolences go out to her and all her loved ones. And lastly, I'm going to remind y'all again, we got the death penalty annual march on October 19th at the Shape Center. So make sure you're there. That's at noon. And if you need to write us, you can write us at P.O. Box 3454, and that's Houston, Texas 77253. And that's all I got for tonight.
I think it's important that some people may not know, but the CCA overturned another man for the shaken baby syndrome. Shaken baby.
Just yesterday, right?
It was Wednesday. They overturned that case, and the very next day they denied Robert. After,
that is a shame.
I know, and it's virtually. Of course, the state made arguments on the differences between the two cases, but what it boils down to, it was in fact they're both shaken baby, and one was overturned. So and also we were told earlier that Dr. Phil Lesserholt requested meetings with the governor and the lieutenant governor. Yeah, and both of them denied the meetings with them.
Wow! Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So and it's not. And Dr. Phil was at the unit. Polanski unit put some photos out of Dr. Phil with the with staff. No photos of him with Robert, but yeah, and CNN was there meeting with Robert also. Yeah. CNN, wow. Dr. Phil, Lester Holt, all these people, and the governor wouldn't take a little bit of time to meet with Lester Holt or Dr. Phil, and neither would.
And his meeting with the legislators.
And yes. Right? Yeah, of course, let's not forget that the legislators met with Robert. So many positive things going on for Robert right now. And, you know, that the state's just digging their heels in. And it you know, we're happy for the gentleman that received, he's getting a new trial. Of course, we're happy for him because of the shaken baby is junk science.
Junk science, right.
Absolutely.
Right. That's the right word for this,
Yeah. So if he was overturned, Robert at least deserves another trial.
You do.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got to keep the
pressure on. And like I said earlier, and like Caleb said, Tuesday at the courthouse, Anderson County. Yeah. If you need a ride, I know Gloria, if you're coming from Houston, Gloria will definitely swing by and snag you. I'm going to be coming from the Woodlands, going up through Conroe and Huntsville. If you need a ride, I'll come by and snag you. We have no problem doing that.
And Robert will be there via Zoom.
Yeah, Robert will be on Zoom.
Not in person, because the rules of the Polanski unit.
Yeah, Polanski won't let him go. Which, if you're talking about someone's case, I would think that you would, you know, I would want to be there, but, you know, I know Robert wanted to be there. I'm sorry, Caleb, I'm just talking.
No, you're good. I said most of it.
I'm gabbing over here.
Yes, but if anybody wants to go, definitely hit us up on one of our social media accounts, and we'll get you in contact with the person who's going.
You know what? I need you to repeat that. What is the your TikTok? The TikTok?
Okay, TikTok is tx.abolition. And then Facebook is the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement. And then Instagram is TX Death Penalty.
Okay. It came up on when I was just minding my business, scrolling. Not just mind my little business. It came up with, and I tend to believe it may have been Clementine. In fact, I know it was her. She recorded me looking at Gloria with my phone going, "What are you doing?"
Oh my! Well, I have y'all are on the Instagram too.
Oh, well, thank you, Caleb. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, we appreciate you, Caleb, and thank you for coming on, and we look forward to the next report in a few weeks.
All right.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Caleb. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, now we're going to get on to Marci. Marci Marie. How are you doing, Marci?
Hey y'all, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm happy to be on the show, and I've been listening to your guests. Are always giving the best information, and I'm just really happy to be here. I'm calling in from Detroit tonight.
You are just all over the place, girl.
Yeah, lots going on. I'm actually at a conference. It's for formerly incarcerated and convicted families movement. I think it's FIC. It's a lot of letters, but they're a national organization. And I'll tell you what, I have been in a room with hundreds of other organizers from across the country, and it is very moving. It's lit. It's a party.
It's lit.
Yes, it's a party. You know, when we're with other people that have been down, and we can just kind of be our very authentic, raw selves, because I think sometimes coming out of prison, we put on a little bit of a mask for general society, and maybe anybody that's been through trauma does that. But when we're with other people that have been through that same thing, we can just kind of let that down. And it's my happiest place when I'm around other people that not only survived the penitentiary, but are out here really shaking things up and changing things for the better. It's really an inspiration.
You know, I'm going to tell you, the article last week that I read and I announced on the air, that Lioness, I guess, I know, found the law about if you're still in the appeal process, you can vote.
Yes. Yes.
I've gotten so many comments about that.
It is absolutely factual. We looked that up, and we did our due diligence. Our executive director, Jennifer Toon, then contacted Lauren McGahee, which is an excellent reporter. She reports on Texas prisons quite often, and they both researched together, and then they took that information to legal experts to make sure that we weren't misinforming folks. And yes, you do have the right to vote if you are in the appeal process. Now, what we need to do is make voting accessible for the people inside of Texas prisons who are in that appeal process. So that is our next step, and definitely becoming one of our priorities. I'm so fired up about felony voting rights, people with criminal backgrounds that just don't know the laws. And this is across the country, right? It's every state is so different. But here in Texas, y'all, when you get off paper, if your sentence is completely over, so if you max your time and you step into this free world, you better go get registered to vote. And let me tell y'all, if you're doing time or you're have a felony background and you feel like, hey, I'm not really into politics, I don't really think about that stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I heard this weekend, you might not be thinking about politics or politicians, but I promise you, they're thinking about you. And you need to, you gotta use your voice, for everything, even local elections, school board, for your children. You deserve to have a say in what's going on in our communities, in a local level, in a statewide level, in a national level. And I'm just excited. So in Texas, if you are off parole now, y'all, I can't vote until 2030, but I can certainly educate other people about voting rights. And I'm really excited for that. So, we're working on getting accessibility for incarcerated people in jails and those in the state prisons who are in the appeal process and completely eligible to vote.
Which is huge, I might add. That was huge that y'all found that law. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, thank you for that. And what happened is well, first let me just make the announcement that Lioness, Justice Impacted Women's Alliance, which is the organization that I'm affiliated with, we've grown up. We've gotten our official 501(c)(3) status.
Woohoo!
So, yes, thank you. It's big news and reason for celebration. And I feel like, we were some chicks that in prison were trying to stir things up and had dreams of coming out, all of us in our different places that may have not even known each other. And I know there's people listening inside right now that are like, man, when I get out, I'm going to tell somebody about all this that's happening. And so we just all got together and we just started running before we were even officially a 501(c), and we were just learning how to do it. And now here we are 2 years later, officially official. So I have a new title. I'm got a promotion, so to speak. I'm the Director of Community Engagement. And we're just really excited. Doing big things. So our Executive Director, because now that's her new title, Jennifer Toon, she remembered reading something. That's how we came to really looking into that law, is she remembered reading something while she was incarcerated. And she kept asking everybody, like asking the law library, trying to look in the law library for information about it, and never found anything. So that little seed had been planted while she was incarcerated. So those folks that are inside right now, y'all, seeds are being planted and to spark a movement. And that's what happened with her, and that's what happened with that law. So yeah, it's really exciting. We're really growing our Houston team. We opened up in Houston. Coretta Brown is our lead organizer down there, and they have already she's big into local civic engagement, and she's already got her crew down there, and they're doing big things surrounding voting and voting rights, and teaching people about all of that. And Saturday was World Day to abolish the death penalty.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah. So the Texas Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty hosted an event, and it was in Dallas at a historical marker where a famous lynching took place, which I think is very fitting, because I believe that the death penalty is a modern day lynching. We actually had our Dallas County lead organizer, Demetrius Tony, was able to speak at that event. It was her first event to publicly speak, and she did wonderful. And I think that was it just made us all so happy. I wanted to say, and I keep going, so you stop me when.
No, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So I'm here in Detroit, and I'm with my wife, who I met in prison, and she did 11 years total. I did 10, and we're with my friend, and I call her my sister. She's my prison sister, Denise Cherry. And Cherry, she got locked up at 15 and did 33 years. And we were walking through downtown Detroit, and we're right on the Detroit River, and we're just taking it all in. And I look to my left, and I see Brittany there, and I look to my right, and Denise is there, and I'm like, y'all, just a few years ago, we were behind that razor wire, and look at us. We're just freely walking downtown Detroit, and a couple months ago, we were walking down Philadelphia, you know, for the Clean Slate. And we've been all over Texas making waves and meeting up in San Antonio and Houston and going to different trainings and speaking at different events. And I never imagined that not only would this be my life, but that people that I cared about so deeply on the inside that helped me survive prison, they're out here doing it too. And it just, it amazes me, and it gives me hope for the people coming out behind us. I know a lot of y'all that are listening are inside of those walls right now. A lot of y'all are doing big numbers, like Dani. She had a life, you know, she'll be on parole for the rest of her life, and she's like, she can't vote, but she's teaching out people out here how to get involved, you know. And there's hope. There's life after prison, and so many things are possible. It's just really amazing. Yeah.
And Marci, you're paving the way. You and your wife, your beautiful wife, Brittany. I do not know what's your sister's name? Your prison sister?
Donice.
Donice. Y'all are all making way. Even Jennifer, with your On the Rec Yard.
Yeah,
your podcast. Yeah, I try to plug it because it's a great podcast. Y'all are paving the way. You started with TikTok, correct?
I did. I got out of prison, and my dad and my brother are local musicians in Fort Worth, so they're well known in our community. So they hosted a party a few months after I got out, and I'm working at Amazon in a warehouse, but they host this big party, and I'm on the stage with my brother, and we're kind of bantering like siblings do, and my brother's saying things like, "I'm just so glad you're home for this." And I look out at, there's a couple hundred people, and I see looks of confusion, and I see like whispering, like they hadn't a clue that I had been to prison. And I'll tell you, it kind of hurt me a little bit. I didn't know how to feel about it. And I was like, "Dad, what's up? You know, y'all didn't tell people I was in prison." And he said, "You know what, Marci? We told our close friends that that's your story. We didn't know how you would feel when you got out, and we wanted you to have control of your story." And I thought, you know what? The state of Texas has controlled my narrative for 10 long years. And it is time for me. My dad's right. This is my story, and everybody has a story. And I just kind of made a little video where I Googled my mugshot and showed it on a TikTok video, and I started getting questions. And I started just answering questions, and I realized that it's not that people out here don't care about what's going inside of Texas prisons, what's going on in there. That's what I thought when I was locked up, is that I was deserving of this treatment. I was deserving of these conditions, and I was supposed to be there. I didn't think people cared, but then I realized they just didn't know. Man, people they genuinely don't know. And so, we got to get out here and raise our voices and lift other people up and empower the people coming behind us, and teach them how to tell their stories effectively, not just on TikTok, right, but in front of legislators, in front of policymakers. And this is this is a movement. It's a movement we're a part of. And y'all, the formerly incarcerated folks, they're rocking it out here.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
Y'all are, man.
Yeah.
Y'all are. Hey, Marci, before we lose time, what is the address where people can write to you?
And I just now pulled that up, but I'll tell you what, and I closed it out on my phone, so I'm looking it up again, and I'm sorry that I don't know it offhand.
That's okay.
You can, if you're not incarcerated, you can find me on my website at www.marcimarie, MarciMarie.com. And that website it takes you to my link tree, which is all of my social media handles, my email. If you have a loved one inside that wants to connect, or especially if there are women or gender expansive folks that want to join the movement now from inside, or if they're gentlemen housed in a men's prison and have questions, they can tell you to email me, right? But if you're inside, y'all get your pen ready. It's P.O. Box 12051, Austin, Texas 78711. P.O. Box 12051. The zip code is 78711. That is the Lioness P.O. Box, so you'll want to put my name on it so that they get it to me. And I promise I'll respond. And I want to know what's going on in there too. If there's something consistently happening on your unit, I know things happen every day. I know sometimes they don't do mail call. I know sometimes they're not going to let you out for showers. But if stuff is happening consistently all the time, man, let me know, and I will put them on blast, and I will shout it out to the world. I promise you. I want to hear about it.
She will, and she will put them on blast. Marci, thank you so much for being on tonight, and y'all have fun out in Detroit. Make some noise.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. Thank you for your work. Shout out to both my brother-in-laws, Baby B and Chad Pekorski. I love you all, everybody that's in there. I'm thinking of you every single day, and you have an army out here fighting for better conditions and better laws surrounding that affect your life. Love you all. Thank you, Prison Show, for having me.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Okay, now we're going to get to Alli. Hey, Alli.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing all right. It was really good to hear from Marci. I don't think we've met in person, but I've been following her TikTok for a long time. And yeah, we've worked with Jennifer before, and we're just really grateful for the work that Marci and Jennifer and the rest of the folks at Lioness are doing.
Yeah, they're making awesome strides in the movement.
Yes, they sure are. So it's been a pretty busy time in the death penalty world. I feel like I always say that when I come on with you guys, but the last couple weeks have been particularly difficult. I think time 8 was on. He talked about the week of executions we had just come off from, and we had 5 executions in barely 6 days, and so it was a really difficult time, and we have several more executions scheduled through the end of the year across the country. South Carolina successfully resumed executions a few weeks ago. They killed Freddie Khalil Owens, and they actually just set another date for a few weeks from now. And we also saw the second the second use of nitrogen asphyxiation in Alabama also a couple of weeks ago, and they're gearing up for a third one next month, despite the fact that we have seen that nitrogen asphyxiation is a particularly treacherous way to kill somebody. And I just want to note that Death Penalty Action does not take a position on execution method. When the system is as broken as it is, we should not be killing anybody. It is of great concern what we see going on in Alabama. And we've had a number of states that haven't carried out executions in more than a decade attempt or successfully resumed executions this year. I mentioned South Carolina. We also had Utah earlier in the year. Indiana is gearing up to carry out their first execution in over a decade later this year in December. But we have a couple executions coming up just in the next week, and I'm sure you guys already talked about Robert Robertson quite a bit, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But Robert is scheduled to be executed next Thursday for killing his daughter, Nikki, in 2003 under the now debunked shaken baby hypothesis. And experts across the country agree that this case was not murder, and Nikki likely succumbed to her numerous health issues. And just a couple days ago, we had a little glimmer of hope because the Court of Criminal Appeals held wisely that the shaken baby hypothesis that was the hypothesis that was used to convict Andrew Rourke in Dallas has not withstood the scientific scrutiny. And so we were hopeful that maybe they would take this into consideration when deciding another shaken baby case. However, today we were really disappointed to learn that the Court of Criminal Appeals denied Robert Robertson, and we know that he did get a hearing scheduled for Tuesday, and this is one of the last opportunities for him to possibly have his execution halted. So we are standing with Robert, we are standing with Manuela.
Thank you, Alli.
This is a really disturbing case when no crime occurred at all. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's been weighing on me a lot, and I know the rest of our team. And I wanted to I have Reverend Dr. Jeff Hood with me tonight. I just wanted him to come on for a moment to talk about Derek Dearman in Alabama, who's actually scheduled to be executed the same time as Robert Robertson on later this week. So I'll let him chime in for a moment.
Thank you, Alli. I wanted to thank the Prison Show for having me on for a second. I've long admired y'all's work. Derek Dearman is a volunteer who is scheduled to be executed in Alabama on Thursday. I think that similar to Travis Mullis recently there in Texas, it brings up a lot of ethical questions. But I think sometimes, even in the midst of the ethical questions, we have to understand and believe that agency and, guys all over the country on the road making their own decisions is the most ethical option. And I think that, so there's been a lot of judgment there in Alabama, and I've really tried to help Derek to push back against that ultimately this is his decision. And, I'm standing with Derek. We'll be there when he's executed, holding his hand. And I believe that love calls all of us to stand with everybody, no matter what they're going through and no matter what they choose as far as their execution is concerned. Real quick, before I go, I wanted to give a shout out to Stephen Nelson, my good friend, down there on the road in Texas.
Thanks, Jeff. So earlier in my little thing, I mentioned South Carolina had resumed executions a few weeks ago, and just on Friday, we got a new date already scheduled in South Carolina with Richard Moore. Richard Moore is actually a good friend of mine. I've known him for several years, and his case is one of those cases that even if you fundamentally believe in the death penalty for the worst of the worst, his is a case that is the crime that he's convicted of is completely disproportionate to the sentence of death. And he entered a store unarmed with the intent of robbing the store, but he had no intention of killing anybody. And the clerk at the store took out two guns, and somehow there was a struggle of some kind, and Richard was able to get one of the guns away from the clerk, and they actually both shot each other at the same time. And the clerk passed away from his injuries. Richard survived. And so this is not a premeditated crime. Like, this is not the case that the type of crime you would typically associate with a death sentence. And what's even more concerning about Richard Moore's case is that his case is the last case that was tried of anybody on death row, or he's the last person on South Carolina's death row who had an all-white jury. The prosecutor struck all eligible African Americans from the jury to sentence him to death. And even one of the former South Carolina Supreme Court justices, Justice Hearn, called Richard's death sentence a relic of a bygone era as a result of this. So I just wanted to highlight those three cases because they're coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And Marci mentioned World Day Against the Death Penalty. Every year on the 10th of October is World Day Against the Death Penalty. And this year, the theme was focused on challenging the misconception that the death penalty is necessary to keep us safe. And there's this huge misconception out in the world, and it's certainly not helped by what politicians are saying, and that folks believe that the death penalty serves as a deterrent to violent crime, and that's really not the case. There is not a single study that has withstood scrutiny that shows any meaningful deterrent effect with the death penalty, and we know that we don't need it to be safe. So that's all I'm going to touch on as far as World Day Against the Death Penalty, but there's a couple other things that happened this week, and I know we just have a few minutes left, but we were actually in Delaware with folks a couple of days ago as we rang out Delaware's death penalty once and for all. This summer, the Delaware legislature removed the language from state law that allowed for the death penalty, and then just a few weeks ago, Governor Carney signed it into law, and so Delaware has officially passed the death penalty. And I also wanted to highlight some of the work that our friends in North Carolina were doing. They have had this campaign asking for Governor Cooper to commute the 136 death sentences into alternative sentences, and they had a walk for commutation that just ended yesterday, and they walked from Winston-Salem to Raleigh. It was 136 miles for the 136 individuals on North Carolina's death row, and they're doing tremendous work there in North Carolina, so I just wanted to highlight that, even though we're talking on a program in Texas. In terms of getting engaged with this work, I know you have the Texas Coalition there, and you have the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement, or I think I got that right. But Death Penalty Action, we have petitions for every single person facing execution in the United States. Those can be found at deathpenaltyaction.org, and they are plastered all over our social media channels. We also would encourage folks to follow us on our social media channels because we are extremely active on all of them, and we just got back into doing TikTok, so hopefully we can get some new folks in that way that haven't been familiar with our work before then. And we also have what we call a virtual sit-in. So the week or the several days before somebody's about to get executed, we encourage folks to call the governor, of course, to sign the petition, just contact the governor any way they can. Sometimes this also includes like pardon and parole boards and such. That's not the case for these two executions coming this week. And just voice your opposition to these executions. Yes, it might not stop all of them, but it's really important for these politicians and state officials to know that there is a strong opposition to what they're doing, and it's not in the interest of the people to carry out these executions. So I think that is probably the first time I've actually ended a bit early.
Well, I did. We have 2 minutes. What is the address where people can write to you?
So we have a P.O. box to upstate New York. Hold on, let me pull it up. I should know this.
I think it's hard for us to remember.
Yeah, especially because, like, I don't really deal with that.
P.O. Box 89, maybe?
Yes, P.O. Box 89, Ghent, New York, 12075. And, like, you can also reach out to us at info@deathpenaltyaction.org. Like I said, we're active on all our socials, and we regularly check messages coming in that way, so feel free to reach out that way as well.
And real quick, you mentioned South Carolina set a date they just set it for how many weeks out?
So the date was set on Friday, so a week ago, and the date is for November 1st. So they have a pretty quick turnaround in South Carolina. So it's definitely a much smaller window than what we see there in Texas.
Absolutely. It used to be once you got a date in Texas and if you received a stay or a withdrawal, they had 30 days to give you another one. That was, they voted that out, or the ledge, did away with that.
Mhm.
Thank God. So yeah, South
Yeah,
Carolina
thank
has that smaller window. Well, Alli, we appreciate you being on. We appreciate Jeff being on. Give him our best, and we look forward to y'all being on again in a couple weeks.
I will. Good to be with you guys tonight.
All right. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care, Dani.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Alli.
All right. Yeah. Texas used to have a small window for, thankfully they got rid of that. And David.
Dani.
What was that you got?
What I got? Oh, that poster?
Yeah.
It was a poster from a prison reform festival.
Oh, cool.
That a listener wanted us to have.
That was nice. Thank you.
Jamonica Phoenix brought it to us. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
I know I went away from my mic. I was trying to reach it. He wrote on the back of it some stuff, but the guy's name was Parnell Herbert.
Thank you.
And it's from the University of Houston Cullen Performance Hall. It's a Prison Reform Film Festival of 2011.
That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right.
Speaking of film festivals, in Austin, the Austin Film Festival is coming up, and the Prison Show movie will be played on the 26th and then on the 30th. So you guys go to the Austin Film Festival website, and if you want to come, or you guys let your family know that we're going to be there. I talked to Gabby, and I haven't got confirmation back, but she had so many passes for us, so I'm trying to get just some for us. But elsewise, you guys will have to end up getting a ticket. But I mean, there's a lot of listeners in Austin. Hint, hint, Marci Marie, and Miss Terry Leclerc, the Prison Show Book Club Queen.
Absolutely.
All y'all listeners, Jorge Renaud. I mean, you guys come on out. Let's watch the Prison Show movie. I mean, I was there whenever they were clipping it, part of it. But I mean, it's got Ray, it's got Hank, it's got all of us, it's got Dewey. I mean, it's just been an awesome journey here.
Yeah, it was a journey.
It was started 12 years ago, and then she came back 7 years ago, and I mean, it's just been a little bit. And I'm really excited to see the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces. I even tried to log on to in France. In France, they have it on the TV, and but you have to live there. So I got a VPN and the whole bit. I was trying to watch it.
Damn, David.
Yeah. Well, I want to see the movie. All right. Let's play a little bit of Charlie and the Regrets.
Let's do it.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
And we're back. It's time for the best part of the prison show, and that's the callers. You can reach us at... Where did the thing go? Is it... It's not 713-526-5738. They always have a, this thing here that's usually
You
sitting.
got us all looking. We don't know what thing you're looking for.
It's the thing with the number on it. I was looking for the little board thing with the number.
Yeah, we got one in here that has the phone number and says option 1 to donate and option 2 to speak on the air.
That's what I'm talking about.
They moved it on the speaker in here.
Well, that's rude. Well, that's what I looked up when I was saying, and you can call. Where did it go? Yeah. So I had to look up on the it's on the screen because we don't have a caller on line 1, so it's on the screen. So 713-526-5738, option number 2 to get on the air, live on the air, to talk to your loved one. But to start, we have Carmelo that hasn't called in a while. How you doing, Carmelo?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for taking my call. Yes, I am without a radio, and it doesn't work on my Lifeline telephone, so I borrowed a radio tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get my own radio next month.
Well, we haven't heard from you in a while.
I know, because I can't call in.
Yeah. Well, we're happy you were able to call.
Thank you. I haven't forgotten about you all, you guys. But I like to shout out to my nephew. I forgot his name. Bradley Aiken. Bradley Aiken at the I forgot the
Beto.
Beto, thank you. At Beto unit. Hi, Brad. I hope you're doing okay. I don't know if you've gotten any cool weather your way, but we're getting it in bits and pieces. But it was a warm day today. I hope you're doing all right, keeping your head up and keeping yourself busy, doing the things you need to do to take care of yourself. I hope you're staying cool, and I just wanted to let you know that I love you, and I've never stopped loving you. I've never forgotten about you. Just keep putting your foot forward step by step and do what you need to do to take care of yourself in there. I love you, and I hope to talk to you next week. And my next shout out is to Marcus Mullins in the holiday unit. Hi, Marcus. I'm sorry I haven't called in lately. I've been having phone and communication problems, but Jonah let me use his and Daniel's radio tonight, so I can listen to the prison show and call in. So I'm sorry I haven't called in, but I haven't forgotten about you, and I hope things are going well for you. I don't know if you've talked to Father David lately, but they have a new daughter, and Mrs. Jennifer and baby Joy is doing fine. She's a sweet little thing. But just a lot of changes going on, but everybody's doing okay. The boys are behaving and growing, and they're still taking care of the chickens. I've kind of backed off from that because of the hot weather. As the weather gets cooler, I'll probably get more involved. But I just wanted to let you know that I haven't forgotten about you, and I think about you often. And Rebel's doing okay. He had a health scare, but I need to call him, let him know how I'm doing. But you take care of yourself and keep your chin up and do what you need to do to take care of yourself, so you can get out soon. Just know that you're loved and thought about. Take care. Thank you, Prison Show, for allowing me to say hi to my friends and loved ones. And you guys have a great weekend.
You too. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Bye.
Oh. I think, okay, let's go to Patty on line 3. Hey, Patty.
The Polinsky unit. Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay. The shout out for Humberto Garza. Hey, mijo. Dear Patty here. Just wanted to say everybody's okay, mijito. Amanda's on her.
Oh, I think you put her on hold. You put Patty on hold. Okay, there we go. Hey, Patty, are you there? Oh, now she's gone.
No.
Okay, let's go to Rosa on line 4. Hey, Rosa. Rosa?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can now. How are you?
Oh, I'm blessed. How are y'all doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good, good. Good. I just wanted to give a shout out to my sweetheart, David Gaitan. He's at the Ramsey unit. And I just want to tell him that he is so important to me and I love him. And I'm not going anywhere. And all the inmates in TDC that I'm still praying for y'all every day. And I love what y'all do on the show. It's important. Thank y'all for that.
Well, thank you. We need to hear that every now and then. Thank you, Rosa. We appreciate
Y'all
that.
are doing a great job. Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed weekend, okay?
You too.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Now we have Lydia on line 1. Hey, Lydia.
We're doing good here in the valley. We're having beautiful weather now. Can you hear me, Dani?
Yes.
Or did you put me on hold?
No.
You put me on hold too.
You know what? I think that there are little gremlins in the phone system.
Oh, yeah.
I really
Okay.
do. I really do.
Well, I'm having difficulty getting calls from Beth, or I don't know if anybody else is having difficulty getting calls, but I tried to hit the 1 when they call you and you hit the 1.
And it doesn't work. Yes.
And it doesn't. Are people having trouble with that?
I've had trouble since I've started accepting phone calls for the past, 7, 8 years. It's been, for some reason, sometimes when you hit 1, and it does that across the board at all units. So it's something, oddly enough, I think it's something with Securus.
Yeah, I think so.
Not to be sarcastic or anything.
No.
But I would never.
But I never have had issues, but myself and one of my sisters is having that same issue that we hit the 1, and
as long as the guys and the women know that you're trying to hit it, sometimes you're smashing the one and it just won't work. I don't know. I've reported it to Securus on numerous occasions, but it doesn't help.
But did it go away, or did
Oh no,
whoever?
no, it still happens to me. I mean, it
No, but did it get cleared up, and that person was able to call you back, or finally work?
Oh no, it finally works, but it just keeps happening again and again and again. I mean, but I eventually am able to talk to the person, but it does happen from time to time. It just, I guess it depends on the mood. I don't know.
Well, I've never had issues like I'm saying. I've never had issues, neither my sister, and all of a sudden we just started having issues.
It's something with their system. I don't know, but yeah, tell them to keep trying to call her because it'll work eventually.
Okay, we'll keep doing that. Está bueno, Miss Dani. Well, this call is for Beto. Now he can hear that what we were talking about, because I was worried it was my phone because he had me change phones, and I said, well, no, because everybody has newer phones. But anyway, I'm going to report it to Securus too, mijo. I'll call and report it. Dani, if you can send me the number.
Oh,
for
sure.
the Securus.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just text it over to me so I can call in anyway. But, yeah, call us tomorrow, mijo, like we mentioned it, like Frank mentioned it to call me. We should be over at Jason's, I'd say 4:30. 5 o'clock. Yeah, we should be there. 5:30, surely 6. But the party's supposed to start at 4:30. Amanda's going to Progreso. She was just in Rivera. Well, she should already be in Falfurrias or closer to home. But she's going to stop by the house here, by the rancho. She's going to stop by because Tia Patty wants to see the kids, and then she'll head on out to her dad's home. And I think she's going to be here till Monday. I'm not too sure because a lot of people are off on Monday and the kids are out of school also. It's some day. I don't know what day it is, but I know it's a holiday.
Columbus.
Not for us, though. Columbus Day?
Yeah.
Columbus discovered America. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And let me see. Yeah, what else? I'm working Monday, but I know a lot of the school. Sherryman, I think, is having school Monday, but and then Sophia has a birthday Tuesday, but then they're going to celebrate it Saturday, the 19th, and that's the day of the rally up in Houston. So I was going to tell you something else, but my mind went blank, mijo. Anyway, I love you and miss you. You give us a call tomorrow and get some rest, mijo. And I'll make sure I call this Securus and see what's cooking. Okay? And take care of the issue. But like Dani says, I mean, it happens. We have just been lucky. It hadn't happened to us, but now it's happening. But I'll call anyway and report it. Okay? Mariano's still in town. And send Frankie Mariano's number anyway, ahorita. And I see Freddie's home already also. So we're all home, mijo. Okay? Love you and miss you. And get some rest. And hello to all the guys. You know who you are. I say hello. Bye. Good night, Dani and Linda and David.
Good night. Have a great weekend. Oh,
night.
There she goes. All right. Let's get to Annalisa.
Hello everyone, it's Annalisa. I hope you are all doing well. This is my message for my friend Isidro. Hello Isidro, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Hope you have had a nice week and a nice day. Hope you are doing something that makes you feel good. I send you my warmest wishes and big, big hugs. Take care, my friend. Bye.
All right. Now let's get to, Patty. Let's do Patty because Patty was something happened with Patty. Hey, Patty.
Hey guys, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shower is for Beto Garza, Polinsky unit. I call him Betito. I think he's still little, but he's almost 50. Or I think he did go 50 this year. Anyway, mijito, like your mom said, Mariano and David are down. I don't know if David's left yet, but I know Mariano's still here. Anda bien sunburned, mijo de la cara. Like, oh my gosh, he's so sunburned. I told him, you better wear some sunscreen or something. But anyway, he came to visit me for a little while, him and Jessica. Jessica's still sick from her Achilles. Supposed to get therapy, but I don't know how that's going to go. Anyway, like your mom said, Amanda is coming. She's about 50 miles from home. She's going to stop here for a bit so I can see my babies. And the party does start until 5, mijo, tomorrow. So we should all be there probably by 5:30. So hopefully you can call us during that time. What else? Your Tio's doing good, so is Anthony. And, well, we're going to, glad that Mariano and David are here and Amanda will be here. So hopefully we can all, have a good time tomorrow. Today with your Tio Ray's birthday, I hope you call them. I'm sure you know everybody's birthday. But I have a new puppy that Jessica gave me. His name is Marley. But I think I should have named Chase Marley. He is the world's worst dog. He's terrible, mijo. Anyway, the Cowboys won. I saw it. Oh, my God, it was so good. The last minute, mijo. But anyway, Aaron's stone should be put at the cemetery by hopefully the end of this month. So I waited a long time due to COVID and money-wise and stuff. But anyway, it's ready, and hopefully they'll put it soon. I love you and I miss you. Prayers, and keep your head up, puppy. Tia loves you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Okay, let's get to Leslie. Are you, Leslie? Okay, there we go.
I'm here.
All right. How are you?
Is Linda? I'm good. How are you?
Oh, just living the dream, man.
Yeah. Anyways, my sugar pom pom is actually going night night. Yeah, he was tired. Yeah. We still have not gotten his tablet, and that's been just crazy.
It is crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, and
I don't know what else to do.
I know. I mean, I've gotten people involved in that situation, and some people are getting the tablets at the Styles unit, and some people aren't.
Yeah. Oh. And Patrick's, oops, I'm sorry. He told me today, he was like, if I were to just act up, I'll have everybody, the big wigs here. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Just, you've come too far. He's like, no, if you do something negative, then they'll notice you. I was like, well,
they'll notice you. They'll notice you. Absolutely, they will. No, he better not. My name is attached to him now. No, he better not.
Hell, my name is too. Shoot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I meant that I put, know.
No, I know.
I'm going up to bat for him.
I did too, and I sent emails too, and it's like nobody, and I've called that inmate. Anyways, nobody wants to do their job, so.
He better not do anything, because I will sugar pom-pom him in the middle of the visitation room. I will scream it. Not to
I know
sing.
that's right.
I will.
Like, sugar pom-pom! Yeah. So, I'm feeling a whole lot better. Yeah. I have to send you some. Did I send you what the sugar pom pom is?
You did. You did.
Yeah. Yeah. Addie actually, she found that for me. I was like, that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's see. Everything is good. Maisie is laying down here. And I know he probably won't be able to hear me because, of course, he doesn't have his tablet. But shout out to everybody at the Styles unit.
Shout
10
out.
toes down, man.
Absolutely.
And when you see Sugar Pom Pom, tell him that his woman Leslie just loves him. Anyways, everything is good here. I'm about
You know they're going to run up
night.
and down the road yelling, "Sugar pom pom, sugar pom pom."
I hope they do. I'll be like, what?
I hope they do too.
No. I want to get a T-shirt made saying #free sugar pom pom and have his picture.
Ooh, girl, if you get one made, tell me. I'm going to make one too. Free sugar
Okay.
pom pom.
I know that's right. Well, anyways, I want to just say I appreciate all of y'all there. I appreciate all the advocacy work that everybody's doing. And the prison show, y'all rock. I'm just saying.
Well, thank you. And you rock too.
Yep. I'm going to try, girl. I'm going to try. Yep.
You're trying. Well, I will see you on Sunday.
Sunday. Yay, yay.
Yay,
We're going to
yay.
have lots of conversations.
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
Yep. Oh, man. Yep. All right. Well, good night. And good night, Linda. Good night, David and Manuela.
Good night, Leslie.
Be cool.
Bye. I will.
Oh, there she goes.
Linda, quick draw.
Yeah, go Linda the whoop. All right, now we have Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Plunski. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good health and spirits, staying safe, and that there is a smile on your handsome face. As for me, all is okay. I'm here with Daytona. She says Wolf. And I went up with Buddy today and he's doing good, yeah. So all is good with our guys here. Other than that, yeah, things are pretty much the same. I sent you 2 emails just now, so you should be getting them pretty soon. Yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm in work tomorrow and I'm going to be working for the rest of the weekend. The weather here, well, it's kind of typical bipolar weather. Like, it's okay now. So, fingers crossed for that it stays there. And yeah, I've just ordered some food to come in. Yeah, I decided to get pizza and a milkshake. So yeah, I will be sharing with you. So yeah, we'll let you go, and please know that you mean the world to me. And good night, sweet dreams, and stay safe. And to everybody at the prison show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
She always makes me smile.
Yes.
Hey, Boo. How are you? She just makes me smile. All right, let's get to Jasmine. Jasmine on line 3. Hey, Jasmine.
Hello.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to my husband. He's at the Ferguson unit. He just wanted to call and say good night because he's going to bed too, and me and the kids are getting ready for bed. We love him, and keep doing what you have to do to make it. And we're not going anywhere. We're always going to be here. And you want to put that in the phone? Sorry, Daddy. And yeah, just that we love him, and everybody's doing good out here. And doing what we have to do to make it, and for him to keep his head up, and that we love him.
All right. Well, thank you, Jazz. Aw. You'll call in next week, too.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Now we have Mr. Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike doing his shout-outs for the prison show. Here's my shout-outs to guys at Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Shout-out for Jovan, Matt, Thomas, Edward Rees, Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out for Curtis Robertson. Shout-out for Blaine Milam. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out for Payday. A shout-out for Keith Money, Haas, Aaron Vasquez. Lucy and Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. And a shout-out for Bill R. Sims. Special shout-out for Clarence Lee Bowman and Raymond Lee Cart. Hopefully everybody enjoyed Leif Erikson Day when the Vikings landed in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. They called it Vinland at 1000 A.D. And they traded with the Skraelings. That was their name for the Native Americans. And hope everybody has a good weekend. And go Texans. Adios. Back to the prison show.
That was informative.
Yeah, it was one thing. One thing, yeah, definitely. All right, let's get to Stacy. I bet she doesn't have information like that, though. I don't think anyone else does. How about Stacy?
This is to my husband, Sporty Black. Hey, baby, this is our tuck you in the night. Missing you immensely. I love you, boo. Mwah. It's been a take it easy day. Waiting to hear from you with our e-notes, but I'm not yet to get them. Maybe later in the day or tomorrow. The girls have been taken care of. We just miss you too much. Sleep was sound. I forgot to even tell you I placed monies on the phone yesterday. Yeah, a few bucks until payday. Baby, we'll be calling soon. Be safe and well. Stay focused and tough. You got me, my man. I'm all yours. Love you, baby boy. Take care.
All right. And now, Alli. Hey, Alli.
Hey, sorry. I was going to do this earlier, but I just decided to call back. I just wanted to shout out Jeremy Busby. I came on your guys' show a couple of weeks ago, or months ago at this point, talked about Jeremy's case, and we haven't heard from him in a few weeks until a couple of days ago, and so I just wanted to let Jeremy know, if you hear this, that we're thinking of you, and we miss you so much, and hopefully we're able to hear from you soon. And I just wanted to shout out a couple of the guys on Texas Death Row, including Ricky Cummings and Rob Will. Of course, Robert Robertson, we're standing with you. Pete Russell and Stephen Nelson. I know Jeff shouted out Stephen Nelson earlier, but we are fighting for you as well and just standing with you too at this time.
All right. Well, thank you, Alli. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alli.
Thanks, Dani. Have a good night.
You
Good
too.
night.
All right, Manuela, do you want to say a few words? I imagine you do.
Oh, yes, I want to do that. Hey, baby. This is my shout out to my sweet and precious husband, Robert Robertson, Polanski unit. Baby, I want you to know you are always on my mind and in my heart. I love you bunches and bunches and bunches. I miss you every single second of my days and nights. And I can't wait to see you, my love. I want to tell you that we all will never give up on you, on nothing. We are all by your side, and we all love you, and we all know that you are innocent, baby. Everybody knows that, and we will never stop fighting for you. Nothing is lost, and everybody loves you, baby, and stands by your side. Head up, baby. Please never give up on yourself. We don't do that. And I want you to know that I'm all yours and only yours. And I always and forever will be. No matter what. I want you to know that, baby. I wish you a good night, sweet and blessed dreams, and I do hope and pray that you will sleep good and that I will hear your voice tomorrow, baby. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, Dani.
You're welcome. Man, Robert, she loves you. You do have an army behind you. You really, really do. And, I just can't say enough, but we're going to be there making some noise on Tuesday. And we have Eric on line 1. Hey, Eric.
Hi, how y'all doing tonight?
We're doing spiffy. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm just calling. I'm a big supporter of the Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance. I'm a solo Texas prisoner advocate. I do have a TikTok page. It's Uria 2020, URIYAH 2020. If anybody wants to check it out. But I just wanted to give out a couple of shout-outs to some of my clients, current clients, and friends that I have locked up in the system right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, shout-out to Stephanie Barron on the Gatesville Lane Murray unit, Brandon Gillette in the Robertson unit, Javier, he's on the Roach unit. Man, there's so many of them. But yeah, it's just we're doing our best to get some of them out of there, So far since my release, it's been 36 people now. I'm waiting on number 37 right now. He's on the Vito unit. His name is Thomas Harris. Shout out to Dusty Howe on the Walls unit too. Hope y'all are keeping your heads up and hope to get some of y'all out of there pretty soon, okay?
Hey, can you repeat your TikTok name?
Uria 2020. It's URIYAH 2020.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you calling in, Eric.
Yeah, and y'all show some support to Lioness. They're doing big things out there, and hope to see them in my area again pretty soon. We've been on the news together pretty much quite a few times, and they do great work, and I'm hoping for another peace walk pretty soon. I've been asking about that, but hopefully it comes pretty soon. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great night.
You too, Eric. Thank you for your support. All right, let's get to Gloria on line 2. Hey, Gloria.
Hey, Dani. Great show tonight.
Yeah, it's been a very informative show.
It sure has. I wanted to make a few shout-outs. I'm sitting here making a flyer to take to Big White's funeral tomorrow. And my first shout-out is to Howard Guidry to thank you for letting me use your words about Big White. They're very touching. I talked to his mom, Liz, tonight and told her. And she says, oh, bring me some copies of that. I want to see it. So to Howard and to all of the guys that were friends with Big White, big condolences. We lost a very, very special person. Tony Medina, wow. I can't believe you got to zoom in on your mom's funeral, and I send condolences to you for the loss of your mother. She was a very, very special person, and very loved by so many people. I can't remember your attorney's name, and she put it in my phone, but I can't find it. Anyway, I wanted to call her because she said she wanted to talk to Brian's mother. I told her I didn't know Brian, but I'd get Joy to contact Brian's mother, and now I can't find your attorney's name. But anyway, Tony, you have a lovely family. That place was packed, and the photos, oh my God, the photos of your mother, there must have been hundreds, and they were beautiful. Robert, I'm glad you're going to get to zoom in on your hearing Tuesday. It's ridiculous that they can't take you there, but oh well. I can't even express out loud my disgust for the CCA, because then I'd get banned from KPFT again. But for them,
yeah.
for them to grant a new trial to this guy from Dallas who was convicted on the shaken baby syndrome, and then they deny you. Oh,
Unbelievable,
like
Gloria.
I say,
Yeah.
I can't say how angry I am because I don't want to get banned. Ruben Gutierrez, I am so glad and I'm excited that the Supreme Court is going to hear your case. And also, if you talk to Nisi, good grief, I've been trying to call her. You know, at our annual march, a week from tomorrow, we're featuring death row families, and we've got a whole bunch of them. And Manuela, I don't know if you are going to be here on the 19th, but you are more than welcome to speak.
I know, Gloria, but I have to fly back to Germany on the 19th.
Okay. Well, I'm excited that Darlie Routier's mom and Erica Shepard's mom are going to speak, so we'll have some input. We're honoring all the family members that we can round up, and Ruben, I want, and Dani, you can speak too. You know, it takes a very special person to stand by their loved one through hell and high water and days and weeks and years and decades. And not everybody can do it. But anyway, I can't get in touch with Nisi. I don't know if I don't have the right phone number or what. Spider, I don't know if your tablet's working. Securus is another group of people I'd like to cuss out. Anyway, un abrazo. And T, I owe you a letter, and my God, I am so busy. I can't keep my head above water right now getting ready for our march. When I get a few minutes, I will answer you. I miss you, and I need to see you. I can't visit anybody until after the march because I've just got too much going on. Let me see. Who am I forgetting? Tyrone. I'm still waiting to hear from some lawyers about getting help for you on your appeal. And I think that's it. But sending my love to everybody on death row, and we got to keep fighting. So I guess that's it. I thank y'all for such a good show tonight. I just love Marci Marie's enthusiasm. She is, like, awesome.
Yes, she's a very positive person.
Yeah. And Caleb's going to be almost as good as Fancy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my. And, oh gosh, I got a letter in our P.O. box and addressed to Fancy the lawyer. And so, unfortunately, Fancy's not down here practicing law. But anyway, I think that guy's name was Tyrone too, and I can't remember what unit you're at. But if you're listening, my daughter finally gave me some names of some appellate attorneys that can help you. She only gave me phone numbers, so I'm going to send that to you, and then if you need more, I'll have to get back with my daughter. So, unfortunately, Sandra Reed can't get to the march. Her health isn't good. But CJ, Kenneth Foster's wife, is going to speak. Patricia can't speak for Anthony Haynes, but I got the phone number for your dad, Anthony, so I'm going to call him and see if he can speak. Yancy, Juan Balderas. Yancy and your mom are both going to speak. And for all of you who remember Nick Bay, Lee Greenwood's going to be one of our speakers too. And Pam's son is writing something. He was a little bitty one when Pam got sent to death row, and somebody's going to read his message. So we should have an important event this year. It's going to be a little bit different. It won't be all rah-rah, abolish the death penalty. I mean, that'll be a part of it, but it'll be the stories of the families who are so, so important. So I'll let y'all get to your other calls, but thanks again for a great show.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you, Gloria, for everything you do. I want to say at this
Okay,
place.
and Manuela, I guess I'll see you in Palestine Tuesday.
I'll see you in Palestine Tuesday.
Okie doke. All right.
Hugs to you, Gloria. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Linda, did you have some shout-outs?
I do. All right, I want to send some shout-outs to Joel White, Michael Moyers, Thomas Miller L., Paul DeVoe. And, Paul, you got your letters mixed up. You sent Danny's letter to me, and you sent my letter to Dani. So
it's important that people realize who they're sending letters to.
Yes, because you sent the wrong letters to the wrong people. William Owen Sr., Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Will Spear, Cedric Marks, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sorto, Robert Roberson. Hey, Robert, we got you in our prayers.
Yeah.
We talk about you all day long. Britt Ripkowski, Charles Hill, Dwayne Buck, Tyrone Williams, Charles Ray Thurman. Sugar Pom Pom, wake up. Want to say hello to you, Sugar Pom Pom. Iron Thunder Horse, Curtis Robertson, Stephen Curry, Eugene Broxton, Marcus Drury, Troy Glover, Bill Sims, Paper Cup at the Estelle, Midget Titan at Estelle, Ken Decker, Gregory Allen at the Dieball Unit. Hey, I saw your mom today. She's looking good. She can't wait till you get out. Jedediah Reed at the Luther Unit. Good night, guys. Talk to you next week.
All right, and I have a few shout-outs, of course, to one of my best friends in the world, Farron, Robert Solis, Brett T, Big Head, Blaine, Daniel Ramirez, Kenneth Decker, Michael Ferguson, Eugene Mayo, Rodrigo, Newt. Hey, Newt, I was told to call you Toot. Just saying. Let's see. Brian Bolt, Leroy, Joel White, Jay at the Win Unit, Beto. I can't remember how they, I get them mixed up, the unit versus your nickname. So, I'm saying hi to you. Rexalicious. Hey, Rexalicious. CJ, Midget Titan, and Paper Cup at the Estelle unit. And I got a letter here from Mark Wayne at the Ramsey unit. Mark Wayne, I'm not going to give out your whole name because I don't know if you want me to do that. But Mark Wayne at Ramsey, I added you to my contact list. And I did get your letter. David brought me the letter. David remembered. So we appreciate that.
You need to thank Dee Dee.
Oh, Dee Dee remembered. And
And Dee Dee says, what do you want me to do with this letter? I said, put it in my bag.
you see, that's all you got to do. Put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. And I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
And I will, I added you to my contact list. So you should be able to shoot me over a message, but I did get the letter. And you know what? I do want to do another shout out. For a few years, I've been reading Texas Letters. It's a website. One of my friends used to contribute to it until he got out. But I think that the stuff that the men and women put up on that website is valuable. They're years behind. It says 50 writers who have spent more than 550 combined years in Texas's solitary confinement. So they, there's a book. They did a book, and apparently the book was denied by TDCJ. How shocking. It was denied because it contained information that could disrupt the system. I know, Manuela's rolling her eyes, yeah. So, I sent one of my friends a couple of the mug shots from the officers that have been getting arrested for various reasons. I sent that, and they denied those mugshots because they said that it could cause disruption. I sent some memes. One meme had a guy with no arms, and it said he's unarmed. And I mean, it was a meme, and they said that it was a security risk.
Oh.
I was like, what? How?
How and why?
Why? It's a meme. It's a meme. I could make memes out of the mug shots, too. I could make memes out of the van that was rolling down I-45, a TDC van that had the doors wide open on the side. But this dude was getting it down the... the doors were open, and people took photos. Oh, they took photos, and they said
it was hot.
No air conditioning.
It was a brand new van. It was one of
those air condition. Those vans they're hot. They're uncomfortable.
It was a handicap van. It was one of the new little ones. It was.
I watched the UPS guys go down the road with their door open too. Those vans get hot. I chased one down one time. I thought he didn't know his door was open.
No, it wasn't that kind of, yeah.
I saw the white van. I saw the picture.
Yeah. I just think it's like, really? And I sent it to my friends, and I'm waiting for them to deny that.
Well, at least the inmate didn't throw the sergeant out the door.
Well, there's that.
They will deny it. Sure.
Yeah, they'll deny it.
Oh, yeah.
They'll deny it. They love random. One unit, it'll go in, another unit, it won't. You never know. You never know. You want to give a goodnight kiss to your husband?
Oh, yes, I want. Baby, here comes flying a big, 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 big kiss from your wife to my husband all over you. And,
Ooh. Ooh, it got hot in here.
And now be ready, please. It comes now.
Big kisses. Big
Blowing
kisses.
away my husband.
And yeah. And just a reminder, Tuesday we will. Gloria sent me a text. The system needs to be disrupted. Yes, actually they do. They absolutely do. I've got all these messages coming in all of a sudden. People,
I thought you might want something to talk about.
I have so much to talk about.
There's so many things going on in the news about prison. I was surprised how many different articles there are.
You know, one thing that I did look up last time when Hurricane Helene made landfall, I mentioned it on the show that I was going to look up to see if they evacuated the prisons. They did not. They did not evacuate the prisons, knowing that they thought Milton was going to be a 4 when it made landfall in Florida. It made landfall at 3, but understand 3 is still significant. They did not evacuate the jails or the prisons.
But yet they got a guy out of Walton County, Florida, and he escaped, and they're looking for him. He probably just swam out the window.
Oh, probably. I mean, the storm surge was still very significant, and you know we don't know who survived. I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen some of the photos coming out of North Carolina or some man, and they just left the incarcerated people.
They're helpless.
They're helpless in there. And I know I've heard from people that were at the Darrington unit when I think Ike made landfall, and they said they were just left because the officers do not stick around. No. They're with their families. So
did you see the movie The Stand or read the book about The Stand?
No.
Yeah, the nuclear bomb went off and all the guards, I mean, they were all gone. All the prisoners were still in the deal and in the prison, and they were trying to get out of their bars, and they were trying to find stuff to eat, and I mean, it was just reality.
Yeah.
It's scary how all the guards just burn off.
Yeah, I mean, they have families, and they have things, you know, they have to worry about.
Down at Beaumont, whenever we had that hurricane came through, they gave them a bag to take a doo-doo in and a bottle of water. And
yeah.
I think they might have put them on the second floor. So.
Yeah, right, and that's true. I know they did not evacuate.
It's sad.
They did not evacuate.
At least Texas will move them, and they may put them in a gym someplace, but at least they get moved most of the time.
No, Stiles didn't get moved for Harvey. They told them also to go up to the second, and they painted over the mold. I mean, the residuals from these hurricanes too. You think they're going to decontaminate the prisons? No, they paint over it.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully they use kills.
I know. No. Yeah, Dave.
Just throw a little bippy on it and a little extra paint. They'll be all right, huh?
That's pretty much what they. Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah. You can't do that. But anyway, I did check that out, and it's amazing. They just let people sit there.
Yeah.
Water rising, and
I remember the flood.
Yeah.
In Polk County.
Oh yeah, and even regular floods.
No guards, nothing. No showers, no recreation. The water came with all the boo-boo and pee-pee, poo-poo comes up to the
nasty,
cells.
really gross.
It was very disgusting.
So let's change subject real quick. I got about 30 seconds. Have you been keeping up with the Gerald Goins case?
I have.
Yeah, how many guys are in prison right now because of him? And now he's coming down there.
Yeah, yes.
He's on his way.
60 years, man. He is on his way.
So they wanted to give him life, so they gave him 60. They wanted to make sure he did his 60.
And you know what? Some of y'all have asked me y'all want to see his appeal, and it hasn't posted yet. So I'm on it.
That day he had the heart attack or whatever he had and went to the hospital, he said he was thinking about grabbing the gun and going out with style or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medical emergency.
You know, he does this to all these people, and then he can't even face his own music.
Absolutely. He's scared. When
Whatever
he gets,
happened, you do the crime, you do the time.
Yep. When he gets in prison, he's going to see.
Yeah, all those guys that he put in prison.
Uh-huh.
How many of them are going to get an appeal right off the bat?
I would hope quite a few.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Hopefully they get to see
Harris
him.
County, y'all listen up.
Hopefully they get to see him before they actually get their appeal.
Yeah. Oh, David,
I'm terrible, ain't I? I'm
whatever
terrible.
does that mean, David?
Well, they can wave to him on their way out the door.
Absolutely, they can. Absolutely. Y'all share soup with the man. Come on.
And don't put nothing in it.
No, David.
No strychnine or nothing like that.
Absolutely not. Don't
Yeah,
do
no.
that. We do not condone that.
We're terrible. Did that take longer than 30 seconds?
Probably.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, look, DJ Rico Black is in the house. I think he's in the house. I was looking at him a while ago.
He's in the house.
He's sitting out there listening to us. And y'all need to stay tuned whenever he gets in here so you listen to him. Because, I mean, that dude can be jamming. I mean, it's funny. I'll be putting the iPad and everything up, getting ready to leave, and I'm already out there dancing. He's laughing at me. So y'all tune in because he plays a lot of funk, a lot of house music. I mean, he's technical. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's that.
He's that. We appreciate you guys tuning in. It really has been a good show. It's been a very informative show. And, man, don't give up hope. Just keep your heads up. It'll be all right.
Have a great weekend.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you give a least. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. It's prison radio. From Paris to Polanski. Bonjour, me more. In my dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. The man with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This thing's my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio. And to all the laughers, men one sitting on the road. Try to keep your heads up, you ain't deep if you got hope.